Hey there, this is Kakarotvg. Welcome to another episode of MinecraftForge tutorials. In this episode, we will be creating custom modeled block. So as you see right here, I've already created the block and the texture. So I'm going to put them in the resources folder of our mod. Assets, tutorial mod, textures. I'm going to create a new folder, name this tile entity. So put the texture for the block we made in there. And then I'll get into the actual coding part later. But for now, what I need to do is I need to open up reference. I now know what the channels are for, and that's what we're going to be doing first, because we're going to need it for later. So first thing we need with channels is actually not reference string. No, mod info. Channels. So let's change this to actually no, we're okay on that. So up here we're gonna have to add a channels, and it's gonna be in the network mod. True. And so comment channels equals tutorial mod info dot let me see that real quick. Mod underscore C. Okay. Dang it. Dot. Alright, mod underscore C. Channels. And comma. And right here we add packet handler. Packet handler equals tutorial packet handler dot class. And then that's it for that. And now we need to create our packet handler. So new class tutorial packet handler. Okay, so now for the packet handler, needs to implement packet handler, import that, add and implement methods. Okay, so in the packet handler, the onPacket data method, let's see, we need to put if packet dot channel dot equals tutorial mod info dot mod underscore C dot mod underscore C then handle packet alright, now we need to add in another thing. So now public void handle packet copy this in there, and then add the brackets. So now data input stream equals new data input stream new byte array input stream packet dot data import java.io data input stream and format. Now int random int 1 int random int 2. And now we're going to put a try and catch. So try random int 1 equals input stream dot read int random int 2 equals input stream dot read read int. And then after that we need to place a catch IO exception e dot print stack trace return system dot out dot print line random int 1 plus random int 2. Now format and import and everything that needs to be formatted and save. And we are done with packet handler now. So we're done with the packet handler, and we're done with, actually we're not done with tutorialmod.info because we're going to need that in a little bit. Alright, so now, first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create the model package, the model class for our package model.tile entity. And in here, we're going to want to create a model tutorial block. And now let's open this up. Now paste it in. Alright. Now change package declaration. Now we need to import everything. net.minecraft.entity. Alright, now as usual, comma, entity, comma, entity, comma, entity. Alright, so, alright, so now that we're done with that, yeah, we're done with model now, the model class. Now, Now we need to create a entity called. Now we need to create hold on. There it is. Now we need to create a new class in a new package. So head up here, new package, dot top dot tile entity, new class, tile entity. I'm gonna name this tutorial block. Now in here, tile entity tutorial block needs to extend block container. Import, add constructor, and now we need to add unimplemented methods. Alright, so now in here, now since this is basically almost the normal size of a block, in fact it's slightly smaller, we don't need to set the block bounds unless you really want to, but I'm not going to. So, really, this is all you need. Well, actually, you can do ID, material, ID, material, not IDs. Alright, speaking of which, we will need to get ID handler open. Because we'll be creating more. Because we'll be creating a new block, therefore it needs an ID. So, yeah, back to this. Alright, so now we need, so, return, okay, so this one will create a new tile entity. Return new tile entity tutorial block entity. We'll create that class later. At override public void on block placed by world int x, int y, int z, entity living base player item stack. Import item stack. Block. Oh, place. There we go. Alright. So now, int, dang it, int dir equals math helper dot floor double player dot rotation yaw times 4f slash 360 F plus 0.5D and 3. Now we add another line, then world dot set block metadata with notify x y z dir 0 done. Now at override public int get render type return -1. That way it doesn't render normally. Otherwise it's not going to work if it renders normally, so you have to return -1. Alright, so at override public boolean is opaque cube return false. Alright, then public boolean render as normal block return false. Now there's one more thing, and this is what we do with all blocks. At side only side dot client side only side dot client at override public void register icons icon register and then this dot block icon equals register dot register icon reference dot mod ID plus this dot get unlocalized name dot substring 5 and import. And now the only error we have is that. But before we continue, I'm gonna add some comments just so you guys understand this. Gets the icon of the block slash renders as normal block. Make sure it is false, otherwise it will not work. Slash is the block and opaque cube. Make sure false. And get render type make sure -1 otherwise will not work. And then up here / rotates block when you place it up here / gets the entity class. Alright, now let's create the entity class. Dot entity dot type entity. And I cannot believe how bad this is lagging right now. Okay. Now in the entity class, we are done with the entity class. Yeah, that's all we need to do. That's all we needed to do for now. We will be doing more with that once we start turning this block into a furnace, which we will do in the next tutorial. And next up, we're gonna be creating the renderer. So in the new class, tile entity tutorial block renderer dot render dot tile entity. Alright, so this is going to extends tile entity special renderer import, add unimplemented methods. We're going to need that. Okay, now okay, so now / the model of our block / model of our block public final model tutorial block model import oh, don't worry about that / the model texture of our block, and then for this we're going to do for this we need to do private static final resource location resource lock equals new resource location reference dot .id plus textures / tile entity / tutorial block.png. Okay. Now public tile entity tutorial block renderer. And then this dot model equals new model tutorial block. Alright. Now we will get into the render tile entity at method in a second. Also gets model of our block / renders tile entity in world. Okay, now / rotates block. Alright, so now private void rotate block world int x int y int z block. .minecraft.block. And then int dir equals world dot get block metadata. Hold on. If world equals null, and the get block metadata, we're going to put x, y, z. And GL 11 dot GL push matrix. This line rotates renderer. GL11 dot GL rotate F dir times 90 0 F 1 F and 0 F. Then Minecraft dot get Minecraft dot render engine dot func 110577 a resource lock. And then this dot all dot model dot render entity null null, and then 0.0f 0.0f negative 0.1f and 0.0f 0.0f 0.0625 f, and there we go. And then GL pop matrix. No, oops. GL11 dot GL pop matrix. Oh, sorry. If that does not equal null, then do that. Else, oops, my bad. Copy these over. These, Command C. After that, GL pop matrix. Format and save. Now, what this does is / gets the texture for model, renders the model. Okay. Now, the reason for this is I will tell you guys in a second. So now, here at render tile entity at, oh yeah, rotate. Actually, we'll worry about that in a second. Render tile entity at. Alright, here's where stuff gets a bit complicated. So, / push matrix tells the renderer to start doing something. So GL11 dot GL push matrix oh my gosh. Oh, it's capitalized. Alright. / this sets the initial location. GL 1 Oh my gosh. GL11 dot GL translate F float X plus 0.50. Just copy that. Y, Z, and change the Y to 1.5F, change the Z to nothing, and float. Tile. That would be Y. So TE double X double Y double Z float scale. Why is it doing that? X plus 0 point. Oh, that's why it needs to be an F, not a 0. There we go. Slash slash this. Okay. This rotate. Oh, dang it. Slash slash this rotates your block. Otherwise will render upside down. GL11 dot GL push matrix GL11 dot GL rotate F 180 F 0.0 F 0.0 F 1.0 F. And then rotate block TE dot world object TE dot X chord TE dot Y chord TE dot. Actually, no, let's just change this to X Y Z Z, and then comma TE dot block type. TE dot X chord TE dot Y chord TE dot Z chord And that worked. Okay then. Alright. So now, after rotate block, to the rotate block method, gl11.gl pop matrix, gl11.gl pop matrix. Format and save, and that's it for the renderer class. Okay. Now we need to go ahead and create a tile entity handler. This way we get it over with. Click, create class, tile entity handler. And so public static tutorial tile tutorial block static block block and ID handler real quick before we continue. / tile entity IDs, public static int tile tutorial block ID. And then public static string tile entity ID entity IDs equals tile entity IDs / tile entity IDs. Okay. Now tile tutorial block ID equals config dot get category tile entity IDs tile entity tutorial block default value 3305 no 4 dot get int and there. Alright, so now back to tile entity handler. Alright, so now public static void configure tiles configuration config below MinecraftForge.com configuration, and then tile tutorial block equals new tile entity tutorial block and then ID handler dot tile tutorial block comma material dot material dot, let's say material dot rock, and then dot space, set a localized name, tutorial block dot set creative tab handler dot t tab. Okay, I don't know why it's private. And here we go. Now public static void register tile entities game registry and then registry dot register block tile tutorial block, comma, tile tutorial block, public static void add names, language registry, alright, import registry dot add name, tile tutorial block, tile tutorial block. And then there's one more. Public static void tile entity registry game registry and then registry dot register tile entity tutorial block entity dot class tile entity tutorial block. Actually, tile entity tutorial block. And format. And that's it for that. So we are done with tile entity. Before we continue, let's go ahead and call everything. / calls the tile entity handler class tile entity handler dot configure tiles tile entity handler dot register tile entities new game registry. Oops. Tile entity handler dot add names new language registry and tile entity handler dot tile entity registry new game registry. And here we go. So now we just need to go to our common and client. Now we just need to do 3 more things with a couple different classes. Done here, done here. Now we need to go to our proxies. Proxies, client proxy, and common proxy. Now client proxy. Alright, now under register render things, we do client registry dot bind tile entity special renderer tile entity tutorial block entity dot class new tile entity tutorial block renderer. Import, format, and save. And common proxy is okay, that's it actually. So now when we run it, it should work. But there's one more thing we need to do to make the icon that renders in the inventory look a bit better, which we will do in a little bit. Here's our tile tutorial block, and that's what happens when we place it. Ta-da! So as you can see, it works. Now there's one more thing we need to do, which actually again has to do with client proxy. Let me check. Yeah, it does. So first thing we need to do is in renderer, create a new class item renderer extends actually no, not extends, implements item renderer. Import, add an implemented methods. Alright, here we go. Okay, so return true, true, private model tutorial block model tutorial block import, then public item renderer and model tutorial block equals new model tutorial block. Import that. These need to be returned true in this. And tile entity renderer dot instance dot render tile entity at new tile entity tutorial block entity and 0.0d 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 0.0f. Import format. Now back in client proxy, in register render things MinecraftForge client dot register item renderer tile entity handler dot tile tutorial block dot block ID new item renderer. And you need to make sure to import the one you made. Just to be on the safe side, let's rename it to refactor, rename. Let's rename it to tutorial item render. Alright, here we go. And let's run it again. Sinclair. And once again, ta-da! It now renders in the inventory. Oh wait, backwards. Or sideways, actually. So, to make it render differently, we go to the block renderer, and the GL rotate F 90 and 0 0 0 actually 1 dang it 0 F F F. Then we add semicolon, and now let's try. Now let's check it. So that's why we created that if-else. That way, if the world does not equal null, it will place the block and rotate it based on the position. If it does equal null, which means if it's in your inventory, then it will just load the block's model and its texture. It won't do anything. Except with the rotate, which we're doing, which will rotate it in the inventory and while holding it. But it will not affect when you place it. And once again, there you go. So, since it still looks weird, we're going to change it to negative 90 F, and that will rotate it so that it looks as if we're facing it. And I will be right back. Alright, now go into single player, new world, and there you go. It renders in the inventory like that. Oh my gosh, lag. Alright, so now I'll show you the rotating based on where you place it. See? That's how it rotates. So this is very useful for some block types. Yeah. So yeah, that's our tutorial. I don't exactly know much about the block bounds. If I learn more, I'll let you guys know, but other than that, I don't know much. You can go ahead and create like an icon for it if you want. Like what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a colored icon, that way it doesn't give you an error. I'm just gonna color it like black or pink, and that's it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.